Oh, yes. Just looking at Matthew 19, verse 24, and I again say unto you, yes, it is easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle, yes, than for a rich man to enter into the kingdom of God. Now I know. Oh, I keep mentioning these lawsuits, and you keep acting like I have no rights as a citizen, and you're absolutely sure that the military's intelligence isn't going to do what I ask. Pooch. But let's say I am rich. I mean, really rich. Oh. Now, I was concerned about water yesterday, but I'm thinking that we have an intelligence problem. Yeah. Now, we have approximately 16 different intelligence agencies in the United States. Yes. Could you call the Defense Intelligence Agency and find out what they're doing today? You know, when the rich decide that they have their own intelligence agency and their thought was, well, we can lithium the population. Yes, we can control them all. We don't have to have any fear of the Constitution of the United States. That's when I start looking at the actual employees of intelligence. Yes, could you get me the Central Intelligence Agency? Now, I know there's a new director there. Pooh, and oh, you know, all the former directors that said, well, we have to do this top secret experimentation where we electrocute the population. I thought I'd use my intelligence agency to do what I know needs to be done, and I'm going to need to know the last 40 years of employees of every intelligence agency of this nation and every nation that wants to know. Pooch. Now, did you do pretty well for yourself in intelligence, David Petraeus, Leon Panetta, Pooh, Robert Gates? Did you have any genetic children that you don't want to talk about? And then there was Pink. Yes. O'Sullivan. Ooh. Michael Morrell. Pooh, 33 years in intelligence. I'm concerned that America's intelligence agencies are not really protecting the population, and your thought everything was going to be a cover up, and we never acknowledged the actual laws of the United States. I feel like somebody's sizzling my testicles right now. Now, I've been wanting to get these lock and key systems, and seemed to me that somebody had locked, oh, the bunga bunga trunks. Yes, the file cabinets. Oh. And then all those children that supposedly. Could you get me the intelligence agencies of every nation of the world? Yes. I'd like to know where they've been giving to charity. It would be nice to bump elbows with those in intelligence, wouldn't it now? And then there are those in extreme sports. I mean, if you're a top secret agency, oh, and you have to learn how to drive fast, kind of like a stunt car driver and snowmobiles. Could you give me every snowmobile throughout the world and all the helicopters? Oh, well, my intelligence agency is going to have to learn how to fly helicopters. Yes, how to ride snowmobiles. They're going to have to be involved in all of the extreme expensive training of every intelligence agency of the world. Now, when you think James Bond, 007, isn't that right? Queen of England, pooch, MI6. You know, get me the German intelligence agency, that fat guppy that built that new $2 billion bill. You know, I had wanted to invest in intelligence. I thought the United States military wasn't smart enough. See, they employ individuals that get their medical licenses from public or private institutions. Yes. Could you get me the medical licenses of every person in the United States military? Yes, and the federal state governments, where their medical license was from a private or public institution, because the United States military doesn't train their own doctors. I thought I'd make a $2 billion gift to a new medical institution specifically for those that want to volunteer in the military. Yes. Wouldn't it be nice that you could go through boot camp? Yes. And then they could say, well, We want to train you to be a medical professional, a doctor. Ew. They wouldn't be dependent upon America's medical schools. Pooch. So I'm going to want the last 40 years of every medical license of every individual that's been employed in the military. Yes, he does. Now, it seems dumb, okay? $650 billion a year, and the United States military doesn't have their own medical school. I thought I'd make a gift to the United States military because why it is that you ask doctors that got their education from a private or public institution to enlist in the military when you could have had your own medical school this whole time. I thought we'd just up the intelligence. Now, my thought was we'd have four different major institutions. I'd pay $8 billion. Yes, $2 billion for intelligence. Now, this would be a cooperative operation, yes, between all five branches of the military to train soldiers and sailors and flyers and national guardsmen specifically on how to understand intelligence. Because what if we removed 8 to 10 of the intelligence agencies of the United States of America? The military trained them. Ouch! Now, I wanted 3 different intelligence schools, but in close proximity, within 10 to 15 miles of each other. I thought I'd put them in the middle of the United States, close to South Dakota. Yes! Yes! And then a new medical institution to train those that volunteered to be in the military. That would remove the military's dependence on outside intelligence. Yes. And it would remove the military's dependence on any medical professional that has a... I just don't think we're smart enough right now. Now, get me every employee of intelligence in every intelligence agency of the world.